Naszym gościem jest dr Robert Zubrin, honorowy przewodniczący Mars Society w Stanach Zjednoczonych i inicjator idei lotu na Marsa, Mars Direct. Robert, could you tell us something about idea of creating a Mars Technology Institute?
Yes. There are people right now that are working hard on developing the transportation systems that can take us to Mars. But no one is developing the technology needed to settle Mars. And so that is what the Mars Society intends to do. We intend to create an institute devoted to developing those technologies. Furthermore, we intend to prove the basis of a business plan for Mars based on developing technology. That is, a Martian colony will be a group of technologically skilled people in a frontier environment that forces them to innovate. Okay, well, those innovations are necessary for them, but they'll also be licensable on Earth. And with those patents, they could generate income to pay for imports. So the Mars Technology Institute is going to not just be a research institution, it's going to be a commercial venture in that it will produce intellectual property that will be used to generate income, first for paying for more research, but ultimately, if we're fully successful, paying for the colonization of Mars.
Who at this moment, in your opinion, will want to buy this technology, which could be used on the Mars?
Well, we're going to be developing technologies in 4 important areas. Okay. One is food, because we need to have much more efficient ways to produce food than is done on Earth, because on Earth, while land is not free, it is much more available than it is on Mars. I mean, land is available on Mars, but land that you can actually farm is not. Okay, you have to create it. Okay, and so we have to have much higher productivity ways of producing food than are currently used on Earth. We're going to have advances in robotics and artificial intelligence, because there's going to be a tremendous labor shortage on Mars. Okay, that is the whole worldwide division of labor that you have here on Earth with 8 billion people. You know, that is, if you need this, if you need that, there's someone you can call. On Mars, be much fewer people, and we're going to have to multiply not only the quantity of labor available, but the diversity of labor available from the small population that is there. Third is energy technologies. No fossil fuels on Mars. Solar energy is weak. Wind is even weaker. No hydroelectric power. So we're going to need to use advanced nuclear power. Now, nuclear energy on Earth only gets about 1% of the energy out of the uranium. Okay, now that's acceptable on Earth. In fact, the uranium cost is only 5% of the cost of nuclear power in the United States, anyway. But that's because on Earth, you see, you have a global transportation network, so you can get uranium that is mined in some faraway country from very rich ore. You don't have to mine the uranium from right here where you are. Okay, from much lower quality ore. Okay, we're going to need to have breeder reactors. And not only that, we're going to want to have reactors that are much easier to construct than the current kind. We'll also want to get into fusion power. And finally, once again, because you do not will not have on Mars for a long period of time systems of global transport, where minerals can be mined from far away from the best concentrations. You're going to have technologies that can extract useful elements from what on Earth would be considered very low quality ore. Okay, that is rocks which have 10 parts per million this and 10 parts per million that. We're going to want to be able to get that out and use it. So those are 4 areas. Now, all of these things you could imagine could have great value on Earth once they're developed. More efficient food production, labor-saving technology, more, simpler nuclear reactors, more, and the ability to mine low-quality ore. So we think this will have lots of applications on Earth.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.